I think this is part of the MWRA project. This is right here on Blue Hill Ave, right by Winthrop Street. I'm not too sure of the date that they're supposed to stop all groundbreaking before the winter time, but I'm pretty sure it's kind of close to that date. The only time you could do any groundbreaking, unless it's emergency. So I gotta find out the exact date. I thought it was like November the 25th, but I could be wrong. It could be the end of November, maybe. But further down, they have a looks like you got National Grid repairing a gas leak down here. And they on this stretch of Blue Hill Ave, they probably patched about 10 or maybe more gas lines that were damaged, or who knows what happened to them. But just want to show you some early morning excavation for the Boston, keep calling it Boston Gas, National Grid. Now I wonder if it's part of enabling that construction that they damaged that. It's possible. It's happening. It's very possible that they did that while they were excavating. I see them patching quite a few of these.
Can I help you?
No, I'm just documenting what I see in the city. I was wondering if that was from when they did the excavation, doing that road down this way.
Oh, no, it's a gas.
Just a gas line, a gas leak. But you guys have been patching quite a few of those on the same stretch. Old gas lines, I know.
1800s.
I know, 50, yeah.
Every 12 feet there's a joint.
Yeah. It's almost time to redo it all over.
That's what they're starting to do. Like they started down there, Figure Brothers.
Yeah.
See, like this company's doing the sewers up here.
Right.
So the vibrations keep like kind of screwed with our pipes.
Oh.
That's where the breaks happen because it's old cast iron. So.
Yeah, so it is part of that then. So
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah, because like you see how big those machines are.
Yeah,
up
I see
there?
it. Yeah.
When they start just moving, just the vibrations alone.
Shift the joints.
It shifts the dirt and it pushes the dirt down in the cast iron and it starts to kind of buckle.
Especially if the cast iron's been in the ground for over 100 and something years.
Right.
And now it's like 30 degrees out, so when it's cold, it gets more brittle.
I got you. It makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
The frost, when it gets real cold,
Yeah.
the frost gets like from the top of this asphalt down, you go like 3 feet, 4 feet. That it's pressure.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
the frost is like
So
concrete.
any kind of shifting of the ground is going to cause some kind of disruption.
So it's like, especially like when it's cold, when there's another like construction company working near us, and then when the pipes are old.
Right.
Like these are 8-inch, two of these, an 8-inch and a 12-inch.
Mhm.
They're bigger, but the 4-inch and the 6 inches, those always break.
Oh,
Those, like you'll
okay.
see when it smells like gas bad, the crews come out and clean it and put like a clamp on it to hold it in place. But then after a while, they start to relay them. That's those big yellow plastic pipes you see on the side of the road.
Yeah, I've seen those.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what the companies like Feeney Brothers, Osborne Brothers. They'll cut out all the cast iron, they'll lay the new one in. The plastic, the plastic won't bend or anything with the.
Right, it gets more give.
Yeah, it's got more give. It flexes.
Right.
It expands in the summer. It kind of shrinks up in the winter. But I mean, these gas.
Well, this is job security for you guys, anyway.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
It's definitely job security. I seen one where they had a water leak where the water was actually seeping into the gas line.
So yeah, it's called like water in the main. And what you do is it sucks because then the water goes into the services for people's houses.
Yeah, I seen that.
blows
Yeah.
out the meters. So
Oh yeah.
you gotta dig it out. You gotta open up the people's service. You gotta blow all the water out. And then
It happened in Pocket Hill about 2 years ago.
Yeah, yep, over there.
Yeah.
It just happened down the street there, down right. It's like 44 Stoughton Street. It's a corner store.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Right
yeah. I
in
know
the-
you're talking about.
Yeah, they just put a service going across the street. It was brand new, but water and some soap got into the service, so we had to go there. My crew did it. We just took it apart. We just blew it out with air and just reconnected it because the service was new.
Wow.
It was fine, but it's a nightmare, dude.
It's a big, yeah. It's finding a leak is a tough part though.
Oh, it
sucks, yeah.
It just sucks, man. Just need to hunt in, especially now because the frost. You get reeds all over the place. You know, these joint marks sometimes they're off. Even the marks for the main were off. That's why you have such a big hole.
Wow.
The main's over here. It's actually over there. And Eversource electric line runs right over the main.
Oh, that's not good.
No, that's why we can't dig over there. That's why we cut this way and
Wow.
work this hole. But
So they can do that. They can
yeah,
put it,
because it's so they're all from the 1800s, early 1900s. So
Yeah.
it's depending whoever laid their stuff first. So you have like the old sewer lines are the deepest.
got you.
And then
Yeah.
above them is gas, and then sometimes gas and electric fluctuate where they are.
Right.
But these are so old that the marks are off. So Eversource had their marks here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah.
And then we dug over there and we saw it when we were doing it, like,
Well, good thing you saw it before you.
Oh,
Yeah.
This area here will have everything crisscrossed.
And I seen the sewer drain. Those things go down about 30 feet.
Deep. That's why they got
Yeah.
the big excavators. They go-
I saw how deep those go. I looked down thing and I'm like,
And that's why, like, there was a bunch of gas tanks down there because when they dug under our main, you got the cast iron just hanging in the air.
oh wow.
So it's called undermined, and then when the vibrations, there's no dirt underneath it to
just-
support it.
it just
starts
falls
to
right
grab.
in.
Yeah.
Well, you got some good knowledge of that stuff, huh? You're pretty good.
Oh man, you know, I've been doing it for like just about 10 years, same as him.
Okay,
We
cool.
were always working in the city mostly, so you see all kinds of crazy shit out here, like here, downtown, the North End, Beacon Hill. It's all the super old 1865 gas
Right.
lines.
Yeah.
Second oldest gas system in the country.
Yeah.
Behind Philadelphia.
Well, I keep calling it Boston Gas because I remember when it was Boston
Yeah,
Gas,
that's
and I keep
Still go by
I
it.
keep forgetting to keep calling it National Grid.
Boston Gas, the Key Span, and
Yeah.
Look at all our union shirts and stuff.
So it's like Boston Gas.
yeah, it's just all Boston Gas.
I remember as Boston Gas when they had the two canisters over there.
Yeah, the two big ones. And they
Yeah, and they got rid of one of
They
them.
just got that one now.
Interesting though.
It's still better. It's keep hearing everyone saying go green, go electric, but
You,
it's still
you, you're not gonna beat gas at this point. You're not right now.
Like,
they think doing electric is cleaner, but
Well, you gotta burn fuel to get electricity.
Yeah, that's what
so
it
where
is.
you get the fuel to burn electricity? You're burning something, right?
like right now in Boston, they want us to cut all the old gas lamps off because they're making them electric.
I heard about that too.
Like that's like 5,000 of them. Like it's gonna be,
But you still
yeah, you still
make electricity.
burn, yeah, you're still burning.
Unless you're
fossil
going
fuel.
completely solar
Yeah,
and you're not using anything else.
and they can't. That's the thing. Like that's not feasible. Like
No.
there's just no way they can do that.
You can't do it that way.
But you know,
The technology is not there yet. You know
no,
what I mean?
man,
It's definitely not there.
Not even close.
it's funny. You see all these people like, oh, buy an electric car, but the battery runs out. What do? They have to go get gas to fill up the generator.
You charge the car. Yeah.
Even us, dude. They got us electric backhoes.
Electric backhoes,
John,
really?
Yeah, the John Deere got them from Moline, Illinois.
They have
Sent
enough
them-
power to do that,
They
really?
sucked. They were awful.
They can't have enough force.
They didn't have enough force to drive over here.
Yeah.
Like, and then it has like the Tesla charger, but when you're off site, like we have to charge it with the generator in the truck, and it's like 3 hours to get like that much.
It's not
juice.
cost productive at all.
No.
No.
And because there's no weight.
Well,
in the
think
front.
about this. The mayor wants to have electric buses for the MBTA. Imagine that.
My buddy's a mechanic for the MBTA garage in Medford, and he's like,
It's not gonna work.
It's not gonna work. He's like,
Nope.
the hybrids they got away with the times, but it's like full green is just gonna. And then everybody has to get retrained. You have to
Right.
redo the facilities. It's just
Well, they have natural gas buses now. Just leave it the way it is.
yeah, that's it, man. And, or like the
Yeah.
biodiesel ones that run off of like vegetable grease from like a restaurant.
See, they need guys like you and me and him in the administration up there that knows what they're talking about.
That's what it's, man. Like, I reckon, like especially the National Grid now, they have a lot of young people in there, and they try to placate like Boston and like the cities. Like Brookline is like they have a no gas clause, so there's no new services.
Oh, okay,
So
yeah.
if a new building goes up, it's just going to be all electric. And the city-
Really? That's
yeah,
crazy.
Like a lot of the people are pissed because some people like gas stoves. They want like
I had a problem with that. A lot of elderly people used to gas stoves,
yeah.
and they can't cook on electric stoves because it's a different animal altogether.
Man. Like it throws off your cook time for a bunch
Oh, yeah.
of shit. Like I think it's more risky. You can see when the flame's out, and then you know when you're gonna be cool.
Right.
Those coils they stay hot for like hours.
Oh yeah.
Kid goes to grab it.
Yeah, that's true. See, you know the sad thing about it, the people with the brains are the actual workers, and the people in the administration, the upper levels, don't have a clue what's going on.
Yeah, like right now, that's why like our company there's a lot of young engineers, there's a lot of young management, and it's there's that big schism between like the old guys who've been in the street, like back when it was Boston Gas, like the 30-year guys, 20-year guys,
Mhm.
and then like those dudes are all retiring, so that's all that knowledge leaving.
Right.
Like I got some old school guys we came up with in the Dorchester guy. They would have known exactly where this was because they probably dug this area like 300 times.
Right.
This old guy, Danny Morris, who worked there forever, he would come out. You wouldn't even need to like look at the marks of the maps. He would just put paint down.
Oh wow.
Dig right here. This is going to be here. There's going to be a fiber optic line here, electric here, and it just.
See, that's the technology we need. We need the old
Yeah,
technology.
that's all we need, man.
The old technology is better than new
I say
technology.
they give us these
Trust me.
iPads with the maps and they suck. Like they friggin' crash. They're not updated regularly. The old maps they had, like the freaking road maps, were
Right.
the best ones we
They're
had.
more accurate too.
Way more accurate.
Because you can look at the grid and tell you exactly where it is. You read the map the right way.
With this old system, you need the old maps because aside from the height of the street, when they added more asphalt, nothing really changes.
That's true.
But,
You're doing a good job, man. Keep up the good work.
thanks, man. Appreciate
Need more skilled guys like that in the field.
it. We tried.
Well, he's a good role model. Trust me.
He's the ATEC.
Is he like the lead guy?
Yeah, so it's like our cruiser. It's like foreman. It's called an A-Tech.
Uh huh.
B-Tech is the backhoe operator. And you have a C-Tech, who's like the laborer, the newer guy that we train.
Oh, okay, cool.
So, yeah, we all start out at the bottom. You kind of work your way up. You do these steps.
Well, I tell you one thing. You keep up what you're doing, you're gonna go places. Trust me.
Thanks, man. I appreciate
You're
that.
doing it like the skill and knowledge. You can't find the two of them together. It's kind of rare.
That's what it is, man. It's like, you have, especially with like I said, these younger guys that just want like they want a quick fix. They want you to do stuff this way or that way. But like we have a lot of guys who used to do what we do that went management, and they at least know the shit.
Uh huh.
When you have like a 28-year-old kid who went to like college, like across the country, came here, never worked construction or a blue collar job,
Mhm.
and then they're trying to dictate. Well, like we had a guy who comes out and he thinks like, oh, it's gonna take you like this many hours to do this. I'm like, yeah, dude, you gotta investigate, you gotta check
Oh,
what
yeah.
the needs are, you gotta get it marked out by DigSafe for all the paint,
There you go.
and it's just like they
See, that's where the management and the skills separates.
yeah, it's
Because
it
you're
veers
right.
off, like,
Yeah,
like
they
this.
don't know the difference.
Because we're just numbers on a computer screen, and then like out here, it's like so many things go wrong. Like we didn't like this. We didn't know the electric was going to be right over that 12-inch glass. We
Mhm.
thought it was over here.
But that's why you get that blow pipe right
Yeah,
there.
man, we blow the dirt
That,
off.
that makes a big
He's
difference.
very good in the machine, so he doesn't like rip and run.
Uh huh.
Then when you see it, they're like, all right, now you got to change the entire freaking plan.
Right.
And they're like, the night supervisor we have is good. Like I can update him and he works with us, but. Some of the new trainees that they have, it's like, this would throw them for a whole loop.
See, they got to see the actual work that you guys do
Yeah,
from beginning to end to understand how it works.
like,
Because they don't understand that. When you try to explain to them, they think it's, oh, that's a 5-minute job. You can finish in 5 minutes.
And like,
You can't do it that
yeah,
way.
man, there's like 30-year guys out here that they'll see something, they'll be like, wow, that's the first time I've seen that in fucking 30 years.
Wow.
And it's like, you could have like a gas main that goes under a sewer one way and then yokes up the other way and shit
Mhm.
like that. One that goes right through the friggin' manhole ducts and sewers. Like, there's all kinds of
yeah,
stuff out here.
it's unimaginable until you see it.
Yeah, man, you just
You're right.
gotta get your hands in the dirt, get
Yeah.
it dirty.
Look at all the different types. So we got cast iron, wrought iron,
Uh
steel, coated steel.
huh. Wow.
You
And
And
that's,
downtown Boston's got the steam lines, which throws all
oh
of
yeah,
our gas
I
in the
seen
top.
those ones, big steam lines. They run straight down like they come from like Neyland Street, go all the way down Stewart
All the way
Street,
through, like, we
all the
were
way to the
just-
Prudential. Oh,
yeah,
that's
we
crazy.
were just on Boylston all last week, and like
That's a disaster
it's
down
a
there.
disaster.
Oh
the
yeah.
steam rots out the old services and the old like cast iron we had, but then it also carries the reeds like a mile. So people will smell something at like Abe and Louie's near like
Right.
Mandarin Hotel, but the leak is like all the way the freak down. Like,
You
the
got
other
to
end,
track
so,
down the leak and find out where it's coming from.
and it just
And those are hard to find too.
real high because they're
Oh,
always moving
man.
because you never know.
Unless you know exactly where it's coming from. Oh my goodness.
I mean, it's just like the best thing to do is you investigate, you dig a hole, you stop knocking out possibilities, narrowing it down, and Then another crew comes out, does the same due diligence.
Right. And a lot of people don't even know natural gas doesn't even have a real smell to it.
No,
But you got to
we add mercaptan.
you got to add something to it before you can smell it.
That's what it is. So it's mercaptan. We have it up in it's one of the substations. They add it in. It's super concentrated.
Mm-hmm.
So like a couple drops will literally like this whole area would
make a
smell.
good smell, yeah.
But we'll have like.
Well, that's the good thing to do that, because if you didn't do it, there'd be gas leaks everywhere. No one even know.
And then at the same time, like sometimes the mercaptan will get screwed up and they put too much in, and then suddenly people are calling in gas leaks.
Oh, I got you.
Boston's Boston. There's always going to be a little like gas somewhere, like in the curbs here. Like
Right, yeah. I seen those when it rains. You see the bubbles coming up from the ground.
Some bubbles, man. You'll see, like,
people get scared. Like, what's those bubbles coming up? Well, that's a little gas coming up. No big deal.
Just a little bit, but then people smell it and freak out. But when you see like big construction, like they're digging the whole street, you know that it's going to cause some shit going on with us.
See, that's good that people, or at least you know anyway. A lot of people, like the average people on the street, they don't know about that stuff, so they get so freaked out and panic. They don't know what to do, so it's crazy.
We have some of the senior guys. It's called FOI. It's Foreign Open Inspector.
Mm-hmm.
They go around in the vans like that, and they watch other contractors dig near our gas mains.
Okay.
So they could be like, it's usually the guys who know their shit, because they could be like, hey, go 3 feet this way. You're getting too close to this old main. And they all look at maps, but those guys are spread really thin, so these dudes might be digging blind for 2-3 hours, and something could happen.
Wow. Yeah, you got to be careful when it comes to gas, though. That's probably the.
It's gas, like the electric guys are always thinking, oh, I can't believe you work on gas, and then we're like, I can't believe you work on electric.
I think gas is more dangerous than electric.
Yeah, man.
Because gas is like, if it's concentrated in a certain area, you get one spark, you're done.
Yeah, that's it, man. It's like 5 to 15% gas mixture. That's like the sweet spot for explosive level. So like if it's blowing gas somewhere, chances are you're fine because it's too saturated.
Right.
And if it's just a little piss leak, it's not going to be anything. But
see, I tell you how old I am. I remember this guy from the gas company, how he found the leak, right? And I used to do it when I was younger.
Like the holes?
Like the holes with the match. The guy said, that's too dangerous, don't do that. I said, no, as long as it's a little bit, you can do it fine. If it's a big spilling out, you can't do it.
It's like the little bar.
So I run a match across the pipe, and they're like, why are you doing it? You're going to blow up the house? I'm like, no, this is perfectly fine. It's, Yeah. Oh, you do the whole thing with the torch? Oh, okay.
It burns it off.
Gotcha, yeah.
Yeah.
See, that kind of stuff is good to know, though, because the more you know, the more you understand.
Well,
when people don't understand that, they get scared. They get afraid.
It's like when you have the little holes that are blowing gas, you can smell it. Old guys, we get the soap. We have like the leak soap.
Yeah.
You put a little bit over it, and it blows a bubble like the kid with the blow.
Mm-hmm.
The bubble, if it's blowing like good, that the leak's good.
Right,
Those guys used to light the bubbles on fire. Like,
I couldn't even imagine the fun you had doing that kind of stuff.
Oh, dude, yeah, that's just that. And that's the thing, like National Grid, after it was Keyspan and Boston Gas, they kind of squashed the whole, like, it's a fun job, like, safety shit.
You gotta be all, go buy the book type stuff, I know, yeah.
Police details.
No, it happened, there was guys that weren't being safe about it, and they were fucking up, basically.
When they fuck up.
And then you guys have to suffer for it.
And then, the company's based in England, so then we have this huge disconnect.
Right.
And then it goes from England to New York to us, and it's, they have these huge meetings in our yard now, like once a week. It's
wow.
Yeah, it is. There's a lot of red tape we got to work through, but
I can imagine. Trust me, it's not easy. Trust me.
Man, that's why we're on nights before the midnight.
Well, it's probably the best shift to work.
Yeah, dude, we have the least amount of like bullshit to deal with in the yard. Like everyone's left the office.
You got to clean up everybody else's mess. Though. That's the only thing.
That's all we've been doing all shift is we relieve like a day crew who gets into a shit show. We did this one soup to nuts at least, but we gotta,
I'll tell you, it's a steady, slow job. You can't rush it. You gotta know what you're doing. You gotta take your time.
We try. We're pretty good. Like we got good at reading maps. We all came up under some of the old school guys before they retired. So
right.
I got a lot of that knowledge and still.
See, that's the good knowledge to have, though, because those guys, they're like a dying breed. You know what I mean? You're not gonna find the old school guys anymore. So you're gonna pass their legacy on, though. You know what I mean?
That's what we try to do, man. Because that's like when all those dudes left, that was like 150 combined years of gas knowledge. And now we're like, you have to look for the bits and pieces, especially now because they just hired so many young new kids.
Right. There's already a new guy that knows everything.
Yeah, that's what it is. We have a bunch of those.
Oh yeah, I see those all the time too. Just know you look at them, let them do what they're doing, and then when they ask you a question, say, "Hey, I knew you were gonna come over here sooner or later." Right?
Absolutely. Man.
But keep up the good.
Listen, all friends, and it's not personal, the best of real shit.
Really?
That's what we tell them, yeah.
All shut.
Wow.
We all
Well, the
start-
best thing is keep you're right. Keep your mouth shut and your eyes open, and you do the right thing. That's how I learned. I kept my mouth shut.
Yeah, man, because a lot of those dudes, they stay with one person, they stay in one yard and do the same job repetitively. But when you start moving up here, you might not know, you might not be able to choose what yard you can work out of, what
Right.
shift. Suddenly you're stuck with a guy who is an asshole or likes to work a certain way,
Mhm.
working on shit you never knew before.
Right.
And he's gonna be like, "What? You've been here for a couple of years now. You never done this?" And then you're gonna have to tell them who you worked with. And
Oh my God.
And then it just bleeds
Now
out.
it exposes everything. It's
Yeah.
that's too much.
That's what I was telling
Well,
you.
it's best to be well-rounded. Try to learn as much as you can.
That's what I
But
said.
don't act like you know everything. Ask all the questions you need to ask because you're gonna need to.
Look, I got a core group of guys I call if I'm into some like shit that I don't know. They're always good. Like, yeah, no, do this, or I was out there at this time. Look up this record. Like shit like that is good, but
Oh yeah, it's helpful. The more you know, like every detail, it means something.
yeah.
So it no matter how little you think it is, it definitely means something.
Like, dude, some of these curbs, you'll see them sometimes. They have like it's only like early 1900s. They have little etches in them.
Oh, okay.
Like certain marks mean certain utilities. Like gas is a V, water is like a cross with two lines in it. Electric is a plus sign.
Wow.
You'll see them etched in.
I gotta keep my eyes up for that. I haven't seen that
Yeah.
yet, but I'll keep my eyes
Like,
up for
see,
that.
that's what we do now for the repair we did.
8.
Triangle.
Okay,
8 inch.
yeah.
But yeah, if you look, you'll see it like they'll be etched into it.
Ah,
You'll see them every 12 feet for us. You'll see them like lining up with those old electric boxes that are in the bottom of the buildings. You'll see like a plus
okay, I know
sign.
you're talking about, yeah.
Yeah, so that's how they used to do it.
And they don't even use those boxes no more either. Those
No.
are like main disconnects.
And it's so funny because they still run the electric. Like the electric still goes through it. That's actually where the gas used to go.
They used to be like the fire department disconnect, I think
Yeah.
it was. Yeah,
That's
back way
exactly
back in the
what it
day.
Because like they keep usually the same duct and they just re-sleeve it.
Yeah,
Usually it still goes in
the same location. Yeah.
Because the electric gas, there's a little bit of gas going into 24. And that right there to the left of the door is that box right there. the
Oh,
plain
okay, yeah.
And the electric actually lines up with
I'm
it.
surprised they haven't kept it the old school way. I think the old school way worked pretty good.
Yeah, that's what it is. A lot of the old school, like cast iron, I will say is probably one of the best materials we've used because these things leak like 100 plus years later.
Okay.
It's usually because something causes them to leak, but it's that was
But
just a-
if it's undisturbed, it'll be perfectly fine.
Yeah,
As long as it's not disrupted.
Because back then it was horse and buggies and fucking Model Ts driving down the street. They didn't have, like,
You're
all this
right.
shit,
Exactly.
So,
There's old cobblestone. You probably find some old cobblestone
yeah,
under the
we
ground.
did. So we all, pretty much everyone that works here, everyone has like a cobblestone garden at their house.
Oh, really?
Chinatown especially, you dig them out. They're right under the asphalt, so you get a few of them loose. You pull them with the machine, keep them to the side.
There you go. Yeah.
Throw them in the truck. We got a bunch of like. It's one of those things. Those things are old.
Yeah,
You'll
they
find
last
old,
forever.
Old whiskey bottles, old Coke bottles,
Mhm.
like the old Budweiser bottles. Like an old, like we found like an old liquor bottle from I think like it was like 1880.
Wow.
Yeah, it was like it was square with like a square head. It was great.
That's interesting. Wow.
Kinds of shit.
I can imagine the
Horseshoes.
stuff you find down there.
Oh yeah, dude. Especially in the older areas, the deeper you go, you can find all kinds of shit. Horseshoes, the old trolley tracks. back
Oh yeah,
in
the Fields Corner got a bunch of them down
Oh,
there.
yeah. Whole bunch.
Tons of them down there.
Like how the welders usually come out for us. We have welders and they'll like cut them out of the way. Some guys will cut them. But,
A lot of history underground under there. That's
a lot of
true.
it, man. It's a whole lot of like it's the deeper you go too. Even when you're digging like this, you can see on the side of the bank how old the street is, how layered up it is.
Mhm.
Kind of like when you cut a tree in half.
Oh yeah, you're
You
right.
see
Yeah.
the different heights of the road. That's why back in the day the gas was probably like a foot under. Now it's like 3 or 4.
Yeah. They adjusted to the times.
That's what it is, man.
Yeah, that's true.
Just mill and fill.
As long as you're below the frost line, you're doing pretty good.
Exactly.
Well, at least it's not that cold out like yesterday. Yesterday was cold as a mother out there.
Yeah, this is like we thought it was gonna be 20s today. We were a little freaked out, but it's like 35. That's good for us.
This is bearable. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
this-
can deal with this.
Like the dirt, you're still able to move the dirt with the blow tube.
Right.
The machine isn't struggling digging. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's not bad. Like,
Well, that machine does. The machine is good, but the driver, the operator is better.
it is he's very good.
The operator, it makes the machine do what it do. So it's always the operator that works the machine. You learn from him? Well,
That's the other thing.
you got a good team right here. That's for sure.
Yeah, man. Everybody, it makes a huge difference.
Yeah.
When everybody does their part.
Yeah, and then you got two guys that know what they're doing too,
Yeah.
or understand what they're doing.
And,
Anyway,
like, we always train the new kid because, like, you know, he's gonna the way they move so fast in the company now. Like, there's guys now that are in the backhoes that never ran one before. They've never done some of the stuff in the street.
Right.
They're supposed to be the ones teaching.
right?
You know, you can't have a dude like that teaching somebody if he moved up within like 8 months to a different position.
Yeah, that's too fast.
He didn't
Yeah,
absorb enough, knowledge.
I think it'd be in the field at least a year before you start moving around.
Like
you know,
usually, like you're like the third spot in the crew. You're usually in that for anywhere between like now it's about a year, 2 years. It used to be 3 or 4. You go through steps. It's 5 steps.
Mhm.
Yeah, exactly. And when you get to the top, you become an operator.
Right.
There's 2 steps in that, and then you can take the crew leader position if you want. A lot of the old guys will stay in the machine, so they don't have to deal with the paperwork.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. He's a lifetime operator guy.
There you go.
But
Some guys get comfortable at a certain level and they don't want to go any further.
you know,
That's
just,
the best of that.
yeah, you just it's because it's a headache sometimes with all the paperwork, the details, supervisors, customers,
Oh yeah.
and trying to set it up in traffic and shit. And you don't have cops. You gotta kind of get into the groove. But like I said, it helps when we're on nights too. It's like nice and slow.
I think nights is probably the better shift to work.
Oh yeah, man.
The less headache.
I've been on nights for years now. It's just been
But the bad thing is you got to clean everybody else's mess though. That's the problem.
Yeah, it's like we'll stay out all night sometimes and get relieved in the morning, and we try to like at least keep like we're gonna get rid of this dirt probably in like an hour,
Uh-huh.
just in case we're still here. The day crew relieves us. They have like nothing to clean up during traffic hour.
Cool.
Like they can just kind of chill and like continue to work here or whatever. It's like now with no traffic, we can come in different angles to get all this.
Exactly. Yeah.
But this is a big pile. And,
Well, this area is tough to work on anyway. Just alone.
and, like we started the shift. The shift started in April. We were like all the way down the first month. I think we're all the way down the other end of Blue Hill. And we just like worked our way down.
You know,
So-
I seen you guys kind of migrating down,
Yeah, dude.
and I imagine there must be a lot of patch jobs because
yeah,
maybe 3 blocks down there was one on the right hand side down there.
yeah. That's actually we're at the all the way down at the intersection where the gas station is. There's like an apartment building with a big parking lot where they keep dump trucks. That was one of our first jobs right outside there. Same thing. It was the same 2 mains.
Uh huh.
It was just gas in the manhole. We did the same thing. We just dug a big hole. I was still new in the foreman spot, so I was like, oh, let's just dig so we can make sure we have everything we need in this hole.
Right. Right.
Because at night, you're not going to worry about like cars getting too close.
Mhm.
We set up our jobs and always pretty nice too. So.
There you go. Oh, well, do your thing, man, and don't work too hard.
Hey man, it was nice talking to you.
Yeah.
What's your name?
Nez.
Josh.
Nez Porter.
Josh DeMarco.
Nice to meet you, buddy. I'll probably see you again because I'm always around the neighborhood
Oh yeah, man.
checking out different things, you know.
Yeah, pop by. We're going to be here. Like it's us, the guys in the vans, and the guys who check the reads every hour.
Oh, okay, yeah.
We're keeping in contact with them. Yeah, we're,
They still got those trucks with the sniffers on the front of them?
they do. They're the encroachment vans,
Uh-huh.
but they send them out at like it's like twice a week. They send them out I think late, like 10, 11,
Uh-huh.
so they can actually go slow. So that's like they'll pick up like a main brake.
Right.
They also have the guys who are trained to use those things. It's just a single sniffer. It's like a pack.
Oh, yeah, I
they
seen
walk,
those.
Yeah, they walk the street. And they kind of it's like a suction cup to the ground.
Yeah, I seen those, yeah.
So it's like a flame unit. Like it's if we can't find a leak, like if we're like exhausted all options, you can call for that. It's called an FI, and they'll send out the dude. Like they're all trained on it. And they'll like walk where the mains are and try to get hits with it.
Oh,
And
okay.
then the vans go out so they can cover like a bigger area. And
Gotcha.
from that, they do an investigation. If they find something, it kind of narrows its way down. And
Oh.
if it's something that involves like an emergency leak or whatever, they let us know. So that's like the pecking order for like the leak. And then, that's how they want it done. They want it done
Yeah.
like the proper channels, like service department and then street department. So they might find something and put us in the ballpark. We pinpoint it. We find something, we dig it. They do a standby to make sure the weeds are out of the buildings or the manholes or whatever.
Cool.
So everything is kind of just interconnected.
Yeah, as long as it works, that's the most important thing.
It works, man. We make it work.
There you go. All right, my man.
All right, nice. Good to talk to you.
Don't work too hard now.
Yeah, we'll see you again.
Be safe. All right. Good talking, my man. Very, very, very educational guys. So these guys, they know their stuff for sure, for sure. And it helps to be well-rounded in certain things. These guys are going to be digging this trench out. And I have noticed them digging quite a few patches, which is not their fault. they're only fixing somebody else's mistake. So as long as they're doing this excavating over here, which is directly side by side of the 8-inch gas main, you're probably going to have these gas leaks that kind of sporadically pop up in the city. You know, like you said, it is a lot of heavy equipment. If you guys can see how big this equipment is here. And this stuff here will definitely shift the ground underneath. No question about it. Each time they even dig a bucket of dirt up, it kind of pushes the dirt left and right as it scoops it up. So we got 3 big excavators here. And this is part of the water and sewer project. They've been doing this for the last wow, I want to say 5 or 6 years now.
31.
So you guys kind of get an idea what they're doing. That's one of their signs right there. All right, guys. Just want to show you some early morning or late night, whatever way how you look at it. Look at the size of that I guess you call it jackhammer. It's pretty big. That's if they're just chipping up concrete, and that's one of the bigger machines too. That's not a small one. That's a pretty decent size. You got this one here with the scooper on it. All right, guys. So we gotta show you a little activity in the city, and those guys there, like, they're pretty knowledgeable. So we need more guys with that kind of knowledge doing work like that, because they pretty much well-rounded. You can tell by what they said and what they're doing. All right, guys, catch you on the next one.